Hi there, welcome. I wanted to talk about the volatility and the kind of significant things that are happening with the stock market, the economy, and everything that's going on right now. What is happening? I've talked about this before, is that what the stock market hates more than anything else is the unknown. Well, right now we have three unknowns out there. The first one is the coronavirus. Now, that is something that has been a little more unprecedented. As far as what I'm reading, we have not seen the like of this, this kind of pandemic type of an approach, the ways that we're reacting to this almost ever that I'm aware of here, and that I'm reading from experts, that this type of level of what it's doing around the world and the fear that's producing, well, that's something that's unique. That is an unknown. Well, the stock market doesn't know what to do with that. Now, when that comes down to the other unknowns, the next one is the economy. Not only our economy, but the economies around the world. If we're having basically a dislocation of goods, some goods are not being shipped, some goods are not being received. If we have a dislocation of maybe people are not going to work for a month, maybe there's a lot of things that are happening, we have no idea what the economic impact is going to be on the world. So that's causing another unknown. And then over the weekend, we had kind of a nail in the coffin, so to speak, a third unknown, and that's with OPEC, oil. OPEC and Russia kind of did not come to an agreement, and they actually ceased some of their partnerships and the agreements that they've had. And what that meant basically over the weekend is that we had a huge sell-off in the price of oil. Well, all that breeds uncertainty, all that breeds just instability. And that is why our stock market is not reacting positively to all of these things. So that is a little bit of reason why we've sold off. But first and foremost, know this. A sell-off, times that are just hard in the market, happen. So this is nothing new. This is nothing that is changed from times past. The only thing that's different is just how swift this was. And a lot of it was actually due to the fact that we had a huge rally in the stock market that produced some extremes in the opposite direction. Now, we tend not to worry about that too much until times like this happen, but that's the reason why we've always wanted to be a little guarded with how we're invested and where we're invested. So what do we do? How do we look forward, and what's to come? What is the expectations? Well, kind of the thought process is that because of how sharp our sell-off has been recently, I do think we're going to have a pullback. I think we're going to actually kind of have a significant increase in the stock market as kind of like a bungee cord. When you pull on a bungee cord, it kind of snaps back. Well, when you are doing a bungee jump, which some of you may have done, you kind of come down, you come back up, and you can kind of oscillate a little bit. Well, I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to have a huge snapback in the stock market, but I wouldn't rule out the fact that we may come back down to these levels and do what's called a retest. So expectations, I think we have a good snapback. Now, if we've taken a look at Mondays over the course of the last number of years, dating back to 1987, there's 11 times where Mondays have been horrific. And of those 11 times, 6 of the 11 have marked a bottom in the stock market, and we started to head back up. 5 of those 11 times have marked a very, very close, near-term kind of time where we're almost to the bottom. So what that tells me is that all of this is happening, all of this negativity and fear that's out there, well, we're starting to get closer to a bottom than a top. That's great news. What it also means is that if we can start trying to figure out a little bit more, we're still going to have volatility, but trying to not maybe go down nearly as much and start heading back up from here, well, that's another recipe for us to start saying this is it. I don't know. I'm just saying these are some scenarios that are out there that we could look to. But all in all, we're going to make sure that you're in a good spot. As you have questions, I would love to talk with you. I would love to answer any concerns you have and make sure that you have all the knowledge you need to make informed decisions going forward. With that, take care. And remember, It's not all negative. There's a lot of fear out there, but keep looking at some of the positives as well. Take care.